Good morning everyone, welcome back to another vlog, and this is probably the longest time that I've done like a real time vlog. Today I just thought I'll take a break from the vlogs, from the Europe vlogs I should say, and kind of just do a kind of real time vlog, give you a bit of an update of what I'm up to I guess. Today is Friday and it is Easter Friday, which means it's Easter weekend, and I don't have much planned for this weekend, but let me assure you it's going to be a productive one. So I haven't been up to much really, to be honest, since we got back from a trip over in Europe. Pretty much just came back to Hamilton, New Zealand, and then back to the real life, back to Mahi, back to doing what we were doing. The time is about 7 o'clock and I seen kind of well-known NZ Instagram personality Hats Te Huia, or Bomb Life, and he's been doing these morning walks, and he had a good kōrero or little talk on his story, talking about why people kind of get up real early in the morning and they're on the streets walking or on the beach or wherever you may be located. His thing was that most of them were business people or smart people or people who are trying to go out and achieve something they want to achieve and do. So when I heard that kōrero, then I got to start thinking, because I listen to a lot of podcasts these days, and they always say the smartest people or businessmen at least always wake up early and get exercising. And then I figured it out in my head, like the reason why they probably do it is because it wakes their body up, gets them ready for the day. So in order to be more productive and kind of make more little steps towards to where I want to take this kind of journey and my career, just giving it a bit of a try. It's Easter weekend, so I've got 4 days off, no work, but I want to make it as productive as I can to working on my dream job. So that's why I'm out here, just walking around, not too sure where I'm going, but yeah, I'll pick this vlog back up back home.
You know I return in time. Whoa, just take a moment to rewind.
Okay, literally nearly home now. This place back here, it's a good curry place, Himalaya, one of the best butter chickens I've ever had. Oh. Okay, let's then move out. Morning walk. It's about 8 o'clock now, and so that was about a 15-minute to an hour walk this morning, so that was good work. So I just want to give a little explanation of what I've been up to lately and kind of what I've been doing with this whole video thing and my journey, and yeah, just give you a rough timeline of what I've been up to. So I wrote it down for you. So this is a rough timeline of what I've been up to. So in 2018, before we went over to Europe, we done this event with Morse Gang. So Morse Gang, probably more well known within New Zealand and Australia. I don't know what they describe themselves as, but they're a bunch of New Zealand artists that live in Aussie, and they decided to do a tour back in NZ. If you don't know Morse Gang, they have artists like Remorse, Entice and Hulkster, probably one of the biggest 3 artists within the group, but on their tour they're bringing big names like NZ, DJ Truce Lee, which was behind the decks, TZ was coming as well, Legnoid came to support Remorse as well, and Remorse is from Wanganui as well, so we'll talk about that specific show. They put out a competition for underground and up and coming artists that kind of got the opportunity to open up for the events. All they had to do, I think they only put on Facebook, correct me if I'm wrong, was rap over the beat, and then whoever was judging it, I guess Morse Gang, would kind of pick the best from the group, and then they would ask them to open up or be one of the acts of their tour. So that brings me to the bro Mit85. I've talked about him on the vlog before. Here's my first ever music video. He entered that competition and he managed to get a spot on the tour for the Wanganui show. So that was dope, Then he got talking to the promoter and asked if I can kind of shoot for them, I guess, shoot a bit of footage for them. She was all good with it. So I actually got to shoot that whole event, and it was dope. And I was a little bit hesitant because I've only got a kit lens from my 80D, and the lowest it goes is 3.5. So I was a bit hesitant because it doesn't perform well in low light. But anyway, went anyway. It turned out there was a whole bunch of lights on the stage, and like the footage came out dope. If you haven't seen the videos, actually I've already posted it before. Just go to the video section of my page and then scroll up until you see Morse Gang Underground Tour. That's what it was called. That's that story. Next up was House of Shem 2018. So it was approaching summertime, so that means that a lot of NZ artists and international artists are either coming in or out and doing shows. How this one happened was House of Shem announced the tour in New Zealand, and I was actually back in Wanganui for a tangi, and House of Shem had a show in Hamilton here, and they usually have a guy that shoots footage for them when they come to Hamilton, but he was kind of unavailable, or he was on holiday, I think. So one of two lead singers of the band, Tio put out a message on Facebook and kind of just asked if there was anyone available to shoot footage for them. And some of the whānau back home in Wanganui seen that, and the bro Tamati kind of dropped my name and tagged me in this post, and I was just like, yeah, why not? Like, this is a big opportunity to do it. So I kind of replied saying, yeah, if I can help you, just let me know. So the bro Tamati somehow in that got my number to Tio, and then he rung me up. I was in Wanganui, and then he asked me if I could do the show, and I just couldn't pass that up. So on that Friday of the week, I was in Wanganui, travelled back up here to Hamilton, and I shot for them at the factory for their tour in Hamilton. So that was dope. Got to meet them, and they were super nice, and that was that story. Let's keep it going. More House of Shem 2019. The start of February, Waitangi weekend. The bro Tio hits me up again because they were booked for a couple of shows on the same day in Auckland. The first show, Ngāti Whātua or Rake, put on a bit of an event. They had a stage there, they had food, and it was like a good day to celebrate Waitangi weekend. There were heaps of cool artists there. There was Maimoa there, and Rezz was with them at the time as well, who all had just dropped. They had Troy Kingi there as well, and House of Shem was kind of the headliner of the day. Next show was over in West Auckland at Hoani Waititi Marae, which I was real excited about because I've never been to that marae, and that was where the first Kurakopa for Māori was established. So I was real excited to go there, and their setup was like the first one was dope, but this next one was like a proper big stage, and it was like a real good event. Free events as well, which was like even better. Stan Walker was there, NRG Rising, you know, House of Shem obviously, and they had Smash Proof there as well. So Sid Diamond and that, they were doing their thing there as well. Behind the stage there was like proper catering, like there was this whole tent of like foods, there was like cakes, other desserts, there were like little sliders, and like a big fridge of fizzies or water if you wanted. Like, you just go and help yourself, and like that was the first ever setting of that kind that I've ever been to, and I was like kind of like, wow. House of Shem performed just before Stan Walker, and the crowd was like loving it. Other than that, it was like a real dope experience for myself. That was the second time, or the next time I kind of shot for House of Shem. Next one, Rezz, which is the most recent one that I've done. It was actually like week or two ago now. I remember back in the day, because I told myself if I'm gonna kind of move forward within doing video, I gotta kind of reach out to people, ask for help, and kind of surround myself with people, or like-minded people I should say. Obviously Rezz and the RUNTINGZ Family, big group at the moment, they're making big waves as well. You got Rezz, Reggae, Chris, Lomez, Brown, and within the mix they got Poetic as well, so you got a bit of roots reggae, NZ hip hop, and it's just like a big movement at the moment, and yeah, really loving them. Maybe at the start of 2019, on his Snapchats I always see him at his kind of desk or his setup, like doing music, recording vocals and things like that. When I see that kind of stuff, it makes me want to kind of get up and go to my computer and start editing and kind of working on my craft. So I kind of commented on one of his Snapchats. It's saying like, I love it when you're always in front of your setup because it makes me want to do that as well. And then only recently we're in April at the moment, they have a video guy themselves, and I think they were shooting the track for Reggae Chris, and Rezz was featuring on it. And I'm not too sure why, but their cameraman might have been unavailable one day, and then Rezz kind of hit me up on a weekday. Yeah, I think I was on a night shift and asked if I could go do some footage for him the next day, which was Tuesday. When I see opportunities like that, I straight away take them. It kind of fitted into where I could go do my day job and do that bit of mahi with him. And it was only in Auckland as well, and thankfully it was in South Auckland, so I didn't have to travel too far. Rolled up to Rezz's the next day. Once again, he was at a setup doing his thing. recording music, and he was in a bit of a recording session with another artist as well. And yeah, I was just sitting there with them, and super nice guy again, man. Such good people. I think they were working late at night as well. And we were waiting for Lomez Brown to come around because we are gonna go shoot some footage with him and Rezz. But Lomez Brown, I think he was a bit busy on that day. So the next plan, Rezz always has a plan, is that we wake up, regular date Chris, and I met him, super funny fellow, bro. He walks out in the kitchen, and I was kind of around the corner just sitting on the couch, and he was like singing loud as, and he turns back and sees me, and was like, oh, how long have you been there? I was like, oh, I've been here for like 3 hours, bro. That was like a funny experience, real cool guy. I was only there for about 3 or 4 hours, but it only took us about, 45 minutes to shoot the whole footage they needed. So that's probably the most recent thing that I've done lately, and yeah, I'm pretty much ready for whatever else comes. Got some more mahi to do with Mid 85 in the future as well, and a couple of other things in the works as well. But yeah, I'm just trying to keep it going, and yeah, I just love being busy at the moment.